Hey, this is OXDF, and as the Sans holiday hack for 2022 is winding down, one of the kind of appendix videos I wanted to make was looking at how we can hack the game itself to get some little help, some help and tips as we go through the game and trying to find things. Because that's in the spirit of this competition, right? Or I guess game, it's not even really a competition. So hopefully get some interesting tips out of this today. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm logged in here, we can see my account, and I'm standing here, I'm standing behind Dusty Gift Wrap in the Tolkien ring. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'll just right click and pick inspect. You can also hit F12 to open up the dev tools. And one of the first places I want to go is the network tab. And I'm going to look at images. So I'm going to have this filter set on images right now. And if we go here, well, one of the things about the network tab is it only starts recording when you open it. So you have to refresh, but we'll come over here and Control-Shift-R to refresh. I like to keep it here with disable cache, so I make sure I see everything fresh. And so you can see the images that get downloaded in the game. And there's like, what, like 20 here? So not too many to look at. And we can start to learn some stuff. So we can see this kind of background, head, eyes, mouth. This looks like my character. My top hat, a shadow, a crayon pie. So there's a terminal in this room. We probably knew that. Chest.png. Now that's interesting. Like maybe I was walking around this ring and I didn't see a chest anywhere. Like where would I find that? I could try like zooming way out, and I thought all that's oh look, there it is down there. So right away I found something interesting there. Let's reset this zoom. We could also look at like, oh, level 1 background, foreground, and mask. So if we open those up, we can see like here's the level 1 background, and look, there's this kind of weird spot down there. Why is that there? The foreground doesn't have anything super interesting in it, but what if we look at the mask? Oh look, there's definitely something hiding right down here, right? So that's also, a good way to identify things. We can come back to these dev tools and we can look on the initiator tab here, and we can see that it got called from the CSS. So that's kind of interesting. So we'll go over here to the sources, and we will open up the main.css, and we can do a control F for chest.png. We can see it shows up twice in this, ent type terminal type treasure chest. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. We might want to check that out. Ent and type terminal. Let's grab this right here. So I'm gonna grab this. I can go over to the console, and I can do a document. If I can spell. Query selector all, and we'll put in dot. We'll put in. I don't think this is gonna work with both of them in there like that. Oh, maybe it will. Okay, yeah, sweet. It does. So we get back 4 things, and we can see these terminals are showing up as type terminal. We have type terminals, and here's our treasure chest 3. If we want to get like the item 3 off of that, we can get this. And now we actually have the raw HTML here, and we can look at, oh look, there's the X position. In fact, the position is probably 11 -6. Yeah, look, there it is. So the position here is X is 11, Y Z equals negative Z equals 6 or negatives, I guess. Depending on how you're looking at it, I guess. And it's named treasure chest. So like we're learning about how this stuff is set up. We could take this further, and we can actually, if we can find document.get elements by class name, if we actually play with this a little bit longer, we'll see that ent is a oops, I don't need the dot there. Ent is the thing that is basically given to everything. So we can see it's like on me, it's on the terminals, it's on the NPCs, like the elves, it's on this Snowrog thing that doesn't even do anything. So that's kind of cool. We can start to filter off that. In fact, one of the things I did, which I won't go into the details of building, but I've made myself a Tamper Monkey script, and I don't have it running in this window. But I will put it in the my blog post for this write-up that actually just every 2 seconds pulls all of the ents and puts a little box right up here on the screen with the location of each thing. And so as I walk around, my position will change, and basically I can see where I am relative to everybody else, or relative to a chest, for example. So again, it's just kind of a quick way to highlight, oh, you walked into a room, here's the stuff that's in it. We can do that all just by looking at the HTML and then writing some JavaScript to pull it up for us. Probably the more interesting thing, although it's going to get kind of redundant from what I already showed you, is the WebSocket. And so if we come here, instead of changing on images, we filter on WebSocket, we can see, in fact, we already got, there's one connection, and that happens when you first connect. And I don't know if it'll be in here or not. We need, yeah, so there's a bunch of different message types here. So all of these down arrows are ones coming from the server, and a lot of these are the ones that come right when the page first loads. The one I found the most interesting is this and scene. Oops, do that. Let's go back up here, and so we can click on that. And this thing is just chock full of all the information about the room you just walked into. So if we come down here, we can say like, here is entities. We have the entrances, the exits, we have the non-player characters, so we have some elves, Snowrog, etc. We have our terminals, so there's a Wireshark, event logs, Sericata, treasure chest. It's got the positions for each of them if we want to find them. This grid is super useful, and this is one of the things I'll show you now. If I copy value here, and let's see, if I will come over and open up, I guess gedit here, because I don't have a terminal handy. If I paste this in, this is a map or a grid of the walkable spots in this current room. And so in this case, we can see we can walk all along the floor, and then we reach the spot where we can't go any further. But there's also this like one place we can push down and go down here. That's pretty neat. We can get some cooler ones. Actually, let's cancel this. We can there's some more interesting ones, right? So let's say we want to see the actual tunnels. So if we leave over here and walk out here into the tunnels, and we go back over into our thing, let's go ahead and just do a filter and scene. So now we have a new one. So you can regular click to see the first one here was for the token ring. So now we have one for the underground. And we click here and grab this grid. We'll copy this value, go back to gedit, paste this in. How cool is this? This is the whole set of tunnels, and you can see right away. So here we come down, here's the Talks Hall over here. Here's the token ring, but on the way, boom, there's our first treasure chest. I believe this is the elf ring and the web ring. And in the middle, here's our rope that goes up and down, so you can go over and get the second treasure chest. And then this was, I mean, honestly, I found this is what I used when I found the last chest, because you come down here and you can see the chest is right here. How do you get to it? Well, you got to walk all the way around and down and up and down and up and around, and this just shows you what you got to do. So the grid thing is super useful when trying to hack the map. I think it's a short video, but those are just some tips I use for navigating the map and for exploring KringleCon. Hopefully some of these will be interesting for you. Check out my post and my Tamper Monkey script if you want to see that. And thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.